evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, 87CYM. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that take to the airwaves with fast-scan television. We have a repeater located up on Cougar Mountain. We transmit on 70 centimeters, crossband repeater, and spits out video at 1.2 gigahertz. So with that, we'll take a pause in case anybody has emergency traffic they need to move, or make a contact before we get fully underway. Hearing none, we'll take check-ins at this point. Again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. Again, I'm Dave, 87CYM. Check-ins for the net. Possibility with this beautiful weather we've had this weekend that everybody is out a little bit. Oh, I see KD7CKU coming up on video there. And welcome with that, Ron. Again, this is Dave, KD7ZYM. Anybody else besides Ron like to check in?
I'm here, Dave, getting set up, K7HYB.
And we got Gary, K7HYB. Going once, going twice. We have another one that'd like to check in. Okay, let's go up to the top with Ron, KD7CKU.
Okay, well, good evening, Dave. KD7ZYM, KD7CKU. Well, Lee said he's getting set up. I got a text from Bob saying he wouldn't be here, so there might not be too many of us tonight. We'll have to see, I guess. Not much going on right now. I'll just pass it back to KD7CKU.
Okay, Ron, let's see if Gary's up and at it. K7HYB.
Audio only at the moment, Dave. Give me a couple more minutes.
No problem. And this is Dave, KD7ZYM. Well, the Desert Rat is back. I've been down in Arizona enjoying 70 and 80 degree weather for the last few weeks. It was very nice. However, when I returned, I found a cold house, and my thermostat had been set down, and my daughter came over and set the thermostat up 2 days before my arrival, so I had a nice warm house. But apparently, the furnace malfunctioned. When I arrived home, I had this rather, you might say, 56 degrees, 57 degree temperature in the house, and developed a red nose pretty fast with that. And in conclusion, the furnace had malfunctioned. I tried setting it up a couple of times, and it didn't do much, so I decided to change the batteries in the thermostat, and that made no change. But luckily, I've got a fireplace insert logs that use natural gas, so I fired those up. And that took a little bit of the chill off, but it didn't bring it up to temperature. So the next day I had gotten on the phone to see what I could find for furnace repair. And
Connected N7KC.
Cooley out of Woodinville. Two gentlemen came to the house, and they worked on the furnace for about 3 hours, including they even had a drone that they brought to go up and check to see what the output on the chimney was doing. They thought possibility I have a buildup in the chimney itself. And it does have a liner that was put in when the furnace was originally installed. But there seems to be an obstruction, and what's happening is the unit will fire up and take about 5 minutes, and the thermostat cuts off, indicating that a lot of that flue heat is not going up the chimney as it should. So anyway, they kind of walked away and shook their heads and said this one was on them. There was no charge, that they felt the furnace had too many problems that they couldn't do anything with. But they did tell me I could turn it on and see what happened, and I did. And it took about an hour, but the temperature now is at 68 degrees, which I'm normally used to. And it seems to be functioning. It does have short spurts of 5 minutes where it heats up. So the next thing on the agenda is try to find a chimney sweep or something that can look down that liner and see if there's an obstruction or something. I'm pretty sure it couldn't be a bee's nest in there, happening in the middle of the winter, because everything isn't functioning quite properly through December and January and February. So anyway, interesting things happen in life, I'm finding out. So that's the next chance. However, the furnace is chugging along pretty good, sort of like a Band-Aid on it, but at least the house is warm, and upstairs where I'm transmitting from is also 8 degrees. So that was a much improvement over Wednesday night. When I looked upstairs, found out it was like 53 degrees. So it was a little bit chilly. So that was my attic kind of wet from the net on Wednesday night. And again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave 87BYN.
Do you have a good carbon monoxide alarm?
I have 3 carbon monoxide alarms, and they went all over the house checking for carbon monoxide with the very expensive carbon monoxide detectors, and found it to be safe.
Oh, good to hear that. WW7N checking in a little bit late. I only heard the last half.
And James, thanks for joining us. Well, let's go back and see if we can pick up Gary, K7HYB.
Dave, I have no input at the moment. I'm still messing around. I decided that I needed to reroute some cables from clean the shack up here, and I didn't figure how much time it was going to take. So I'm still messing around trying to get things set up here. Dave, go right ahead, K7HYB.
Hey, no problem at all. Let's go over to James, WU7N.
Well, this is James, WU7N on the 1.2 downlink. I see Lee. Good to see that you're looking better. I hope feeling better. There's a wave right there. We'll have to see how long it takes for that wave to come through on streaming. And Dave, I thought I was going to be pretty busy tomorrow, but I've got the whole day with your type of furnace. I'm somewhat familiar with natural gas kinds of furnaces, but I think you have an oil furnace, don't you?
Negative. It's gas. So anyway, the problem seems to be on the limiter. It heats up the exhaust gas going up the chimney, and that shuts it down after about 5 minutes. Then there's about a 15-minute pause, and then start up again and reignite and put up nice heat for another 5 minutes. So, all in all, it's probably been on 3 times within the hour, and keeping the house fine. So thanks for your offer.
Okay, well, you know, for what it's worth, the sensor that's turning it off, that's the first thing I would look at. Although you would know for sure if you knew how hot wherever it was that sensor is supposed to be. In other words, is it really overheating, or is the sensor just saying it's overheating? I don't know how you figure that out. And then the next thing, like you said, is there obstruction in the output flue? Those are the only 2 immediate thoughts I have, but of course I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Shooting from the hip here. Anyway, this is James, WW7ATS, back to net.
Well, thanks for that, James. Yeah, they had 2 guys come out, and boy, they were very efficient. They even had a drone to go out and circulate around the top of the chimney to take a look at the output heat that was coming out of that. And they also had a circuit board that they could replace, and they put that in line, and that didn't make any difference. Good news, that saved me close to $700 for that circuit board that wasn't needed. And all in all, they left without charging anything for their services. So, anyway, I would say they were very well equipped and handled everything with all of their tools and sensors and gauges and stuff that they had over a 3-hour period. So, again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Is there anybody else who would like to check in? KD7QKU, Ron, are you there?
KD7ZYM in the group, KD7QKU. Well, let's see. Good evening, Gary. Good evening, James. Good evening, Lee. And good evening, Dave. Well, I had a pretty good day today. It turned out to be nice most of the day. So we've been talking, it looks like it's going to be nice next week, so we're talking about taking the motorhome, maybe going up by Anacortes, and then we have some friends that live on Whiskey Island. We haven't seen them for quite a while. Go over and see them. They've been wanting us to come up. So I went over this morning and gassed it up and brought it home and kind of rinsed it off a little bit, and then got a bucket, brush, and scrubbed the windshield and stuff, cleaned up the cap so I could see, and then hooked up the hose and filled up the water system, and then, oh my, you know, there's just a multitude of things to do. I got the satellite dish running, had to call them, they had to energize that, and then check the water and the batteries. The only thing I didn't do was air up the tires. I guess I got that to do. But I think it's pretty much ready to go. Taking 2 credit cards to fill it up on gas. But other than that, it was fine. So, it's kind of fun to play with it, really. All right, let's go over to Lee and see how he is today.
Okay, this is Lee. N7KC, I'm in Port Angeles, and I'm feeling good. It was a nice day here. I seem to be completely over the crud now, and I'm very pleased about that. One thing, and good evening, Gary and James and Dave. Good evening to you. I've been talking to Ron a little bit. Listen, I don't have any audio coming back on the Echo link, James. and you're the only one I know of that could check that. If you're in a position to see if you're actually getting audio from Echolink, I'd sure like to know it, because I can send up the link, but I can't get it back, and I don't see any fundamental reason on my phone. In other words, I've not disabled that or anything, and it's just not working. So I'd like to know if it's me or the system. I'm thinking I have a lot of interesting video that I'd like to show tonight. There was a big drill down at the hospital a couple of days ago, and I happened to be down there. Grandma was in the hospital, and Paula had to get down and see her. And so, as we pulled into the parking lot, they had all the cars moved from it, and there was a big drill. Let's see, what would that be called? Some kind of a drill about the evacuation and so forth. And a big Sikorsky Seahawk helicopter was coming in from Whidbey Island Naval Air Station. And so I stood there, watched that for a long time, got some video. And then right in the middle of that drill, they actually had a real one where a Med Northwest helicopter came in to take somebody probably to Seattle. So they had two of them in there, and I got video on my phone, but it's amazingly good. I got video of all that. I was going to show that tonight. So I'm thinking that when Bob's not here, maybe he can set up the system so it points to me, because I think I'm here more than he is. And then when he's back, maybe he can make it point to him or back and forth, and I'm going to check on that. Well, I'm down to 30 seconds, so I'm going to say this is in 7KC in Port Angeles, and I'm going to send her back to Dave.
Thank you, Ron, KD7GKU, and Piggyback Lee and 7KC on video. So let's try Gary now, K7HYB, see if he's up and at it. K7HYB, this is KD7GYM. Well, we'll pass Gary for now. Sounds like he's troubleshooting to get some stuff on the air. Let's go to James, WW7N.
Well, thank you, Dave. Lee, I am just a couple seconds away from bringing up Echolink. But I think it's going to take a couple of seconds, so I'll try that on my next turn around. Last week, I went to the Partners in Preparedness Conference, and that was a good conference this year. A lot of excellent speakers. Both keynote speakers were people who had been there when the Pulse nightclub disaster went down and when the Las Vegas, Nevada psycho shooting thing went down. One of the classes I took, or retook, it's actually the second time I've taken it, was the Stop the Bleed course. So, I don't know, it seemed like this conference theme this year was getting shot, although I don't think that was intentional, it just sort of came out that way. Anyway, the one speaker who spoke about what happened in Florida was so good I wish I had recorded it. 1,001 things you just don't think of when a mass casualty event occurs. So I'm hoping I can get his slides and maybe even a video recording of that. So anyway, that's what I have for this pass. Let me pass it back to Nat. This is James WU7N.
WU7N, thanks with that. Again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7GYM. I'll take a pause in case somebody else would like to check in.
Connected, WU7N.
And again, this is Dave, KD7CYM. Well, it was kind of interesting. My trip back home from Arizona was on Southwest Airlines, and then soon the next day there was a rather disaster the fatality on Southwest Airlines 9 had on the identical plane model, sitting in that identical seat that the casualty occurred in. Maybe I'll move back 2 seats on the next flight if that's possible. Well, anyway, it was no problem. Nice flight back home, no difficulties, rather stable air, and it was an enjoyable 2 hours and 30-minute trip back to Seattle. And for today, oh my gosh, I started moving around some stuff I had to get rid of in the basement. I always counted by how many apple boxes full of stuff out, so there's like 2 apple boxes full of stuff out of the basement to make some more room. Should I need a new furnace? Things have changed with the way they're installed. The front of the face of the furnace has to be 32 inches away from a wall. Well, mine is in the basement, and it faces the fire stack or brick chimney out at about 27 inches. So if I'm looking for a new furnace install, I have to cut out a spot in the wall that is near and turn it around 180 degrees so it's facing out into the open space in the basement. Luckily, the wall is created only with wallboard on one side on the surface and not on the inside of the area where the furnace is. So I think I can remove one stud and take that out and make a top piece of about 5 feet, and then I have an area 5 feet tall and 4 feet wide, and close to, I'd say 5.5 feet from that wall to the, the cement wall foundation around the house that supports the chimney. So anyway, with the Band-Aid on the furnace running now, I think it'll be okay for a few more days anyway, at least hopefully up through the summer when I can maybe look at getting something installed. In the meantime, I'm going to go over to a chimney sweep to take a look down the chimney to see if there's an obstruction. We put a liner down when they did the last installation, and the possibility that the liner may have collapsed partially. So who knows? It seems like the more people you get involved in a project, you certainly learn more about your house that you never wanted to know about. And so much for the furnace issue. Got outside and the grass said hello to me. It was up about 10 inches and it said mow me. And so about 2.5 hours later, mow me was taken care of and the grass is back down where it goes, needs to go. My arms were rather unlimber at that point, so now I need to go around tomorrow and do some edging with the edges. See how that goes. And again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. Is there anybody else who'd like to join us? Hearing none, let's go up to Ron, 87 CKU.
Okay, 87 QKU here. Well, Dave, it sounds like having a chimney guy come on, look down your chimney might be a good idea. So let's see. I have a 2006 Toyota pickup. Let's see, how old is that? More than 10 years old, I know that. Like 12 years old, I guess. I decided...
N7KC disconnected.
So I thought I was going to die on the freeway. I was coming back from Linwood, and it was about 5 o'clock in the evening, and raining and all the cars in front of me stopped, and I
WU7N disconnected.
didn't think I was going to come to a stop before I hit this car. The brakes a couple of times, and every time I get back on it, it starts sliding. Tires are just about worn out, so I thought I could get one more summer out of them. I could have, I guess, but I decided they never were good.
Connected. WU7N.
The truck was new. They were never anything. So anyway, I went over to Costco, and I got a price on Costco tires. Then I went to Discount Tire, and I went to Les Schwab. Well, Costco was about $200 cheaper. But for Michelin, I got Michelin. They're big tires. They don't look so big, but compared to others, they're pretty good size.
Connected. N7KC.
So anyway, decided to have them put on Friday. I'm going to put on Friday. They had a $70 discount. And then Joanne, lo and behold, had a coupon. I guess somehow we got a credit back for what was it, $179. So I ended up paying $602 for the tires. So that was nice. So I got new tires on my little Toyota pickup. Stopped a little bit. Anyway, good. I'm glad to have that there. Let's go over to Lee. 7KC.
Okay. Pardon me. This is N7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. Okay, James, I just went over and did an echo test on Echo Link, and audio is coming back just fine from that server. So I think the problem must be something on the hill on Cougar Mountain with Echo Link. I'm getting no audio back from it, although it seems to be hearing me fine. Okay, well, let's see. Very interesting. I guess maybe as some of you knew, I suffered a birthday here on the 14th. And Dave, bless his heart, collected some of those. I like to play that Monopoly game that Safeway's got going. I wrote a computer program that maintains a database of all the codes, and so all I have to do is to put them in, and it automatically tells me what I've won, if anything. I haven't won anything yet. $5. But so anyway, so he sends me a bunch of Monopoly cards from out of the state that he had picked up someplace. So I thought this was going to be kind of fun because I haven't had a new code here in several weeks, and you kind of wonder where the good ones get sent to. So maybe they got sent someplace else, and maybe I got a crack at them now. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Dave is having his travails with that darn furnace. We had a wonderful gas furnace in Seattle when we lived there. It was a train, and boy, was that a nice furnace. I wish we had gas over here. There is no natural gas in Port Angeles. Many years ago, there was a butane operation here, but they had a big accident, blew up a hotel downtown, and that was pretty much the end of that. Well, I'm down to 30 seconds here on my timer, so I think what I'm going to do is to pass it back to Dave. This is 7KC. I'm Lee in Port Angeles. Back to you, Dave.
This is KD7ZYM. And this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. Let's see if Gary's with us. K7HYB.
I am here loud and clear. K7HYB. I think I've got it together now, so am I talking?
Well, your voice is coming out of a speaker here.
Well, that's good to know. K7ZYM in the group, K7HYB. Let me throw the call sign up here. There's the call sign. And here's the white chalk. And good evening, all. Lee, I'm glad to hear you're sounding a lot better than you did last Wednesday, that's for sure. Man, that can get kind of scary. Yeah, and Dave, I'm sorry to hear about your furnace problems there. It's no fun having those high density things go bad. But eventually, I put in a heat pump here about 15 years ago, and had very little trouble with it. So fortunately, that's for me anyway. There's the mugshot. And so I really don't have too much here, but I'm all set up now. Got my cables rerouted, and I got my monitor, my little Surface 3 monitor set up here. I had a bunch of cables here running all over the place, and they were colliding with my workbench here, so I finally decided to get them out of the way. So that's the other situation, and I'm going to send it back to you and collect my thoughts, and maybe I'll have a little more to say next time. KD7ZYM and the group K7HYB.
K7HYB, also signal report for video coming in. Ron's got a nice P5 picture carried over Lee to a P5 picture coming out on 1.2. Gary, I would say almost a P4 picture tonight, although black and white, but definition is definitely there. And I saw my picture coming back, probably about a P4 picture coming in and color coming back. So that would be a video report. Next on the list is James, WW7ATS.
Well, thank you, Dave, and I did get Echolink going. So a report for Lee on Echolink. I connected to Echolink, and I had no audio, just like you. And then I got thrown out for some reason, disconnected. I reconnected, and then I had audio, but with some digital dropout. And, of course, with a slight delay over the real-time off the repeater. Then for some reason, I muted my speaker and then unmuted it, and now I don't have audio again. So I don't know if the problem, it might be that there's a digital pathway problem between the W7 station that we're connecting to back to me. So let me see if when I transmit I can hear myself. Stand by one, please.
WW7N disconnected.
Okay, well that went well. Let me try it again on my next turn around. I think that's what I'll do. I'll pass this back to Dave, and this is WU7N in the Western Washington Amateur Television Society group, and pass back to you, Dave.
Okay with that, James. However, Echolink said you signed off, so I don't know what happened there. And again, here I is, Dave, KD7ZYM in beautiful Lake City. Oh man, the last 2 days are gorgeous, and what I can say with the upcoming
Connected WU7N.
High 70s, I don't think I have a worse time to have the furnace go out. So anyway, it's like I say, it's functioning, and the temperature's up in the house, and it's working fine. But if this is an indication, I should be able to glide by another month or two so I can get a replacement going. So anyway, we know that it has functioned for 48 hours flawlessly with keeping the house warm, but during the intermittent dosage. And again, as I said, the guy spent 3 hours here going through everything in the furnace, even doing a complete maintenance thing, cleaning everything up on the inside, and using the temperature gauges to see everything is functioning properly, the carbon monoxide proved out okay. And I said my surprise, and they said we couldn't fix it at this point the way we wanted, so there'll be no charge. And I thought that was pretty nice of them. However, they left it the option I could turn it on, and I did, and like I say, it functioned well for at least the last 48 hours. So that's what's happening here in beautiful Lake City, and looking forward to sunshine tomorrow, a little more yard work, maybe a little more stuff out of the house. I think I'm going to recycle some stuff to Goodwill. So with that, this is KD7CYM, the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Next, let's go up to Ron, KD7CKU.
Okay, KD7CYM in the group. I thought maybe Jim, WW7ATS would show up. He was a little bit late last time. He's been talking to his brother. Like they've gone fishing together. But, I don't know, I guess he's not with us tonight. So anyway, I don't have a whole lot to say. Give me Christmas. I just remembered I got to put the tow bar on the front of the delivery. Can't go any place without the tow bar on. And a few other things, I guess. So I guess I'm not nearly as ready as I thought I was. So I'll do that. Sorry that the echo link isn't looking right for you guys. See if you want to show the picture. I don't think this is a problem. It's coming through really good on Skype. Anyway. So I don't know if you can show the pictures on Skype. No, he's shaking his head, he can't. So, I mean, I can go over and switch the repeater. Yeah, but that won't do it, I think. Okay. Alright, well, let's just put Lee on. Maybe he can tell us the story. 10-7-KC.
Okay, 10-7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. Let me turn down, I'm listening to the repeater through Skype. Ron's got the receiver there on 08 at his place, and I can hear it on Skype just fine. But it's pretty loud, and so it wants to feed back into the microphone here, so I turn it down while I'm talking. Well, James, you know, when I went over to the Echo test service that they have for Echo Lake, it was perfect. It just, everything sounded great, and it worked like $1 million. And then I switched back over to the repeater, and I haven't had a squirt of audio over here, nothing, not a darn thing. But obviously my audio is getting in reasonably well, it sounds like. Let's see, I caught a rat yesterday. Our old shed out here, it's got holes in the floor, and we've had from time to time, we've had critters get in there. And I set the live trap. I knew there was one in there, so I set the live trap up and I caught it. And it's one of those ratus guys with the big ears, great big ears, and a long tail longer than its body. And they're real skinny, kind of a long, good looking rats, you know. I mean, it's not a sewer rat or anything. These are, well, they call them roof rats, arboreal, live up in the treetops and whatnot. Anyway, just a really, really nice-looking animal, actually. You know, I guess a rat can be a nice-looking animal just like anything else. But, and so I took him down to the cemetery down here on the bluff, and it was a live trap, you know, and let him go. And that's two of them now. I've let go down there at the same spot that I've caught here. And it's, I don't know, a mile away. I don't imagine he'll probably come back. Maybe it's a mile and a half. And I have some video of that critter. And then I have video of the helicopters and the medevac one that was down at the hospital here a couple days ago. We're all doing pretty good here. Paul and I, we didn't have the same thing. I had a viral bronchitis, and she just had a head cold. And her mom's got pneumonia. She was in the hospital. So it's been kind of a crazy time here. But her mom's home, back where she lives. So I'm down to no time, N7KC, back to net.
Testing 1, BG4 WW7ATS.
WW7N, being able to receive your test.
Thank you. Sorry to butt in, but I just wanted to cut in just because I could hear Lee's audio over Echolink. I don't know if he could hear mine or not, but I think the only audio I can hear back is what's coming in on that station, which is, as my understanding, it's just a station where Mike used to be at, connected to the internet there, and it's sending a radio signal up to the hill. So it could be as simple as the squelch is set too high on that receiver or something like that. I don't know. Just a comment there. Didn't mean to get out of step there, Dave. Go ahead. W7N.
No problem. Any feedback is good feedback. Well, let's go to Gary, K7HYB.
87 DYM of the group, K7HYB. Good evening, all. And we'll get the bunk shot. And really don't have too much. We were went out to lunch today, actually went to brunch out of Snoqualmie and played for a couple hours. I came back with less money than I went with, which is normal. And we had a little dinner when we got home, and now we're just sitting along here. I guess Carol and a couple of her girlfriends are going to go up to the tulip fields tomorrow, I understand, and so that's what their plan is. I'm going to stay home. I can't do very much walking, so anyway, let me drop it here. It's too bad we don't have more people tonight. We don't see Covington Jim on tonight, and Rochester Jim is not in. So maybe Rochester Jim got busy talking to friends and neighbors again. It's hard to say. And like I've told Jim, Covington Jim's trouble time, but there's nothing more important than ham radio. So with that thought in mind, we don't have too much. I was really busy buzzing all this stuff out, make sure it was all routed nice and clean. Still got a little cleanup work to do, but by and large everything is hooked up. So camera's working, the transmitter's working. Got a burnout power light on it. I have to get in there and fix that. But other than that, things are okay. So with no further babble from my side, to be reasonably, I will pass it back to you, Dave, K7ZYM, K7HYB.
Thanks for that, Gary, K7HYB, K7YM. And James up again, WU7N.
Thank you, Dave. Well, I don't know if Lee heard my break-in transmission there or not, but I think what's happening, Lee, on Echolink is I'm connected to that station at Mike's home via the internet, and you are connected via that station at Mike's home to the internet. So you and I can hear each other both directions, but we cannot hear what's coming off the repeater directly. And that could be caused by something as simple as a software setting or perhaps the squelch being set too high, blocking the receiver that's transmitting back into the internet. That would account for why you can hear me, I can hear you, but you and I cannot hear anyone else speak on the repeater. So anyway, that's interesting, because maybe we could drop a line to Rich and ask him to check that. I really honestly don't know. what's going on or where physically it's at. I'm assuming the transceiver is at Mike's house, but that's an assumption on my part. Maybe it isn't. So anyway, that's my aha moment here for the net tonight. If the weather's good next week, I'm going to try start working. I don't have as much time to play. I also hope to get Dent in the garage and get some things moved around. It's all kind of like a big set of dominoes. But to prepare for that, I picked up a 25-foot Harbor Freight tape measure, which I saw several different antennas at Com Academy that were made out of cut-up tape measures, so I'm assuming someone's got that modeled pretty well. I'll have to research that and figure out who has the best tape measure Yagi antenna design out there, since now I have a tape measure to cut up and do that. So anyway, this is James, WU7N. I see we're about 14 minutes before the hour, so we've got about 14 more minutes left. Let me turn it back to Dave. Additional comment. The video signals are looking superb tonight. I don't have my best antenna, but Dave, you're about a 4, and Ron, you're about a 4, and when Lee comes on, it's the same. Gary, you're probably the best, that I see from you. I'd say about a 3 or something like that is what I'm seeing come off of 1.2 gig. WU7N, back to net.
WU7N. James, glad that you were able to join us this evening. Well, I'm running out of words, I'll tell you. I'm not a great talker, so anyway, it's been kind of exciting this evening seeing everybody coming aboard, and like I say, good pictures from Ron and Gary, and I'm seeing come back and myself. 1.2 gig looks good, so it must not be windy up on top of Cougar with the 1.2 gig antenna sort of flexing up there. There's a little breakup in the pictures that I'm seeing on myself and on Ron, but that's just sort of momentarily. It's just a little interference. It's not that bad. So anyway, I'm going to send it back to Ron, 37, PKU.
Okay, 87ZYM in the group, 87PKU. Well, Lee was talking about that rat, made me think about the neighbor's cat. Maybe I told you guys, maybe I didn't. The neighbors had a nice cat across the street, and his name was Hero. He was an orange cat, a white cat, and he had a red collar on. He would come over every day and check us out, and then he would go home, up his son. Well, anyway, maybe that bobcat got him. They haven't seen him for 3 or 4 days. We looked all over the neighborhood and couldn't find him. The guy went to work kind of early in the morning. He let him out. He let him out about 5 o'clock. I think that was too early. Got him or something got him. Because we didn't find him, dead on the road or dead all over. He was all over. You would think that the bobcat would leave some orange fur around someplace. He looked at all the back of the lots and stuff around there. Didn't find him. So I don't know what's going on. But anyway, poor old Hero's gone. Too bad. My cat, our cat, is the only cat left in the neighborhood now that I know of. Except after all the rest of them. So anyway, she's pretty leery now when she goes outside. In the morning, she won't go out her cat door. She'll go in the furniture room and she'll look at her cat door, and then she comes over and looks out the cat door. So I think she's had a close call or something. She doesn't go very far when she goes out. She used to climb over the fence, she used to go to the neighbors and stuff, but I haven't seen her do anything like that for quite a while. She's pretty close to home. All right, back over to M7KC.
Okay, M7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. Let me get this audio shut down here a little bit. Okay. Well, hang on a second. I kind of clear my throat there. Well, anyway, I'll tell you, just finishing up on this little bronchitis thing I had, it was actually it's the scariest thing I've ever come down with, I think, in my lifetime. I really started to realize how old-timers can be taken out by something like that, because I got so weak coughing, and I did something to a rib on the left side, and I was in misery. And so you get all that junk in your chest and on your trachea and bronchi and all that sort of stuff, and then you can't get rid of it. And so you're really you got yourself dangling there waiting for, it's kind of like a pinata for Mama Nature to come along and swat you. But I got through it, and I have a whole lot of respect now, boy, for that sort of thing. And not that I could have been more careful. I mean, I think I got it down at the yacht club. I haven't done a whole lot of socializing this month, and we did Burger and Brew down there on a Friday night. And by Monday, I had a raging sore throat, and I hadn't been anyplace else. So I kind of have a hunch that's where I picked it up. And we thought Paula would get it, but we had a split level here, so I moved downstairs away from her, and she ended up getting a head cold, but nothing like I had. So I think we were successful in not passing it on to her, but she probably, she goes out a whole lot more than I do. So I think she probably picked hers up from somebody else. Well, I see we're down to less than 10 minutes before the end of the net, so this is with my 73 round here. Nice to hear Gary, nice to hear you and James, good to hear you. And thanks again, Dave, for all of the Monopoly game pieces. That's going to take me a while to get in the computer. And Ron, thank you very much here for letting me listen to the repeater on Skype. Anyway, so N7KC here. I'm Lee in Port Angeles. I've enjoyed the net again, as always, and I'll pass it back to the net operator, and we'll see you guys maybe Wednesday night. N7KC, Port Angeles.
Well, thank you, Ron, KD7QKU, for Skyping through Lee N7KC into our net. So let's see if Gary's up and at it again. K7HYB.
KD72KU and the group, or KD7CYM and the group, K7HYB. Yeah, I really don't have too much, but I wanted to empathize with Lee there. I had last fall. I had a double of a cold. And when I get a cold, it gets nasty. And I think I actually cracked a rib coughing so hard. I cannot. I usually end up sleeping in my recliner rather than on the bed, even though I have an adjustable bed. I can't seem to get the angle right for the for the best sleep, and even at that I cough quite a bit, and it went for quite a while. My stomach was sore from coughing so hard, and I think I cracked a rib, and so it was pretty nasty. So I know from whence you come. I'll put this in my 73 round. I'm sorry I did get in a little earlier, but my neatness bug fetish caught up with me, and I decided I was going to clean up, and it took a little longer than I thought. I had to reroute some cables, stuff like that. I had cables stretched all over the place here that go to my Surface 3 that I'm using for the monitor for the live side signal. So, enough of that. Good night, all. We'll see you next Wednesday. Kilowatt 7 Hotel Yankee Bravo.
Well, thank you, Gary, for joining K7HYB. Let's go on to James, WU7N.
Okay, this is WU7N. All right, I can see I've got just a slight delay. I'm now speaking on Echo Link, so hopefully Lee can hear me quite clearly. And everyone else should be able to hear me, because I hear myself on the receiver. But as I don't know if Lee heard my explanation earlier or not, but I think there's something amiss between the RF link and the receiver, wherever that's located, that goes into the internet, and the top of Tiger Mountain. So anyway, I hear Lee just fine over Echo Link, and I hear my own voice over the receiver right now. So I don't know, Lee, if you heard that or not. We can talk more after the net. I'll be up for a while. You can connect to me via Skype, Echo Link, or call on the receiver via Echo Link. So anyway, good net tonight. Dave, if you need emergency wool blankets or hot water bottles or something, let me know. Ron, I suggest you keep your cat indoors until the bobcat hunts your area out and moves along. I think the cat figured that out. And then I wanted to say to Lee, be careful around those rats. Our rats are very healthy rats in this neighborhood too, but they carry everything. One of the big mysteries is why can they carry all these things and not pass them along when we know they're falling in out of our garages and under our houses. They come and they go, they don't find food generally. I haven't had to trap and kill any rodents in my house for a long time. It's almost food, I don't know why. So anyway, that's it for me. WW7ATS, 73s, everybody. Great net, and maybe I'll have the transmitter up by Wednesday. We'll see. Depends on the weather. Back to you.
Comment?
This is 87ZYN, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. Anybody else would like to join the net or needs to make a contact?
Comment?
Comment, go ahead.
KI7VHG. I just want to let the gentleman that caught the rat in a live trap, I had some issues with some possum and stuff, and I was going to live trap them and release them somewhere else, and I was informed that's actually illegal. Be very cautious, because if you get caught, it can be a healthy fine. That's all. KI7VHT.
Well, thank you for that information. I don't know if it applies to rats.
It does.
Very interesting. So, this is, again, the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. I'm Dave, 87ZYN. Is there anything from anyone before we button it up? We'd like to thank the owners and operators of the 08 repeater, CTAC Repeater Group, for allowing us to use the repeater 08 machine for our voice channels during the Western Washington Amateur Television Society nets that are held on Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. So at this point I'll be signing off the net, the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. I'm Dave, 87ZYN, signing off at 8:58. Good evening all.
N7KC, this is WW7N calling on Echo Link to the receiver now.
James, this is N7KC. Do you hear me?
I copy you loud and clear. Keep another transmission, because I thought I heard you on the speaker now, too.
Okay, N7KC in Port Angeles. Well, listen, I'm hearing only you, nobody but you. The other guys on the net not, but this last time, when you were testing, I heard a couple of words, and this last transmission we just had was excellent. I could hear you just fine. But you're the only one I've heard tonight, nobody else, but go ahead.
Well, right now, we are transmitting on the repeater, both you and I, but you are correct. I can hear you, and you can hear me, and I think that's because there's probably audio that's coming into the internet that's conference, and then going out to the transmit side of the RF unit. I think it could be, I have no idea the possibility of infinite, but it could be as simple as 12% too high on the receiver, because it's my understanding that the internet connection is not actually up on Tiger. I'll have to unbridge because I don't really know. But that would explain it, because I can hear you both over Echolink and over the downlink of the repeater, but I can't hear anybody else on Echolink when they transmit on the repeater. Go ahead.
Right, N7KC in Port Angeles. Hey, you're right. Well, I do know something about the Echolink repeater is located on Cougar, and it has an RF link up to Tiger. That's what I'm told. And you may have heard, I've heard it ID 2 or 3 times. It IDs with a /L, with a /Lima for link, whereas the normal voice repeater IDs with a /R for repeater. But they both use the W7WWI /R or /L. And Rich told me that the L is in fact the Cougar Mountain machine IDing, since it's an RF link into the system up on Tiger. So anyway, yeah, I hear you fine, but you're the only one, so there you go. Okay, I'm N7KC. Back to you, James. Good.
Okay, well, it sounds like you've got more information on how things are actually connected up. Isn't it spooky you can connect something stupid? I have no idea how it's connected, but I guess that's the way it generally is. Okay, well, that would explain it, because if there is some type of problem with the RF coming back from Tiger to Cougar and going to the internet, that would explain why you and I can see each other. And like right now, we're working on the connection on the computer, but we can't hear anyone else. Unless I use the voice line receiver with the output. So anyway, I guess that's it for me tonight. Do you want to connect direct? There was something else I want to talk about, or I can just give you a ring on the phone.
No, well, thanks. No, I don't have anything else. Anyway, yeah, that's good spoofing there. I only am vaguely familiar with how Echolink actually works. I've never really looked into it. And here I am in a position where I really try to depend on it now. And if it weren't for me being able to hear the audio over Skype, from Ron's receiver there in his place, I'd be dead in the water. Anyway, well, thanks a lot, James. Good to talk to you. And yeah, I know it's not. I think there is generally a rule that says that you can't trap anything and relocate it. But you know what? Even a rat, if I can catch it live and send it someplace else, it's not going to bother any place else. I take it way down the bluff, and it's got the bluff above the straits there, and so forth. And so, if anything, it becomes food for the eagles and hawks and merlin and that sort of thing that hang out there. But at least I don't have to dispatch it, and as far as it carrying things, I'm sure it probably does, but I don't touch it or anything. And nice bright eyes, very clean feet, beautiful coat, just very, very healthy looking animal and all that. So it's not like a sewer rat. They don't run in the sewers here. Okie-doke. With that, I think I'll just say 7-3, James, and 7KC in Port Angeles. You finish her up.